afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Thursday, April 18th, 2013. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I'm Chelsea Bradley. In today's headlines, at least 5 people were killed in a fertilizer plant explosion last night in West Texas. The first ever Holly Festival will be held at Tarleton. Duck Dynasty stars will show their support for the Pregnancy Care Center in August. A Mississippi man has been accused of sending letters laced with ricin to President Obama. The options have narrowed for Venezuelan opposition, as well as today's weather. Now for today's top story from the Associated Press. An explosion Wednesday night at a fertilizer plant near Waco sent flames shooting high into the night sky, leaving the factory a smoldering ruin, causing major damage at nearby buildings and injuring numerous people. The blast at the plant in West, a community north of Waco, happened shortly before 8 p.m. and could be heard as far away as Waxahachie, 45 miles to the north. Authorities set up a staging area on the local high school's football field, which was lit up with floodlights. Department of Public Safety troopers were using their squad cars to transport those injured by the blast and fire at the plant in West. Gail Scarborough, a spokeswoman for the DPS in Waco, told television station KWTX that 6 helicopters were also en route to help out. Police say the blast killed 5 to 15 people and injured more than 160 others. Several individuals and student organizations on the Tarleton campus have shown an interest in assisting the victims from the fertilizer plant explosion. Because so many have expressed a desire to help, all donations are being coordinated through the Student Activities Office in the Thompson Student Center. If you are passionate to help, please drop off your donations to the Thompson Student Center today from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Friday from 8 a.m. to noon. Items will be transported to the West Waco area Friday afternoon. Items needed include clothing, personal hygiene items, blankets, pillows, and bottled water. Monetary donations are equally important. All monetary donations will be sent to the American Red Cross. Please drop your donations at the information desk in the Thompson Student Center. For more information, contact Student Activities at 9256. In campus news, today the Office of International Programs will be holding its first ever Holy Festival at Tarleton. They invite everyone to come find out how other cultures celebrate the arrival of spring in a fun, hands-on cultural activity. The event will be held from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Intramural Field D. It's advised that you wear some clothes that you wouldn't mind getting stained and dirty, or clothes that you would throw away, because you will get messy. However, a cleaning station will also be available. Also, the first 100 people to show up will receive a free t-shirt. For any questions, contact Carlos Figueroa at 254-968-9545. In regional news, 2 of the stars from A&E's hit show Duck Dynasty are lending their support to the Cross Timbers Pregnancy Care Center in Erath County. Jep and Jessica Robertson will be guest speakers at the Care Center's annual banquet on Saturday, August 17th. The event will start at 7 p.m. at the Lone Star Arena. Tickets are now on sale and can be purchased from Cross Timbers Pregnancy Care Center or Star Arms. General admission is $25 and table sponsorships are $1,000 for a table of 10. For more information, call 965-6031. And now today's national and international news from the Associated Press. In national news, a man in Mississippi was arrested yesterday for allegedly sending President Obama a letter laced with poisonous ricin. 45-year-old Paul Kevin Curtis was arrested at 5:15 p.m. from his apartment in Corinth. According to authorities, the letters were intended for President Obama and Senator Roger Wicker, but were intercepted before they could reach their recipients. Ricin is a deadly poison derived from the castor plant that makes castor oil. There is no antidote, and it is deadliest when inhaled. The apparent attempt on the president's life has reportedly set the nation's capital on edge after Monday's Boston Marathon bombings. The letters contained a cold message for their recipients that read, "To see a wrong and not expose it is to become a silent partner for its continuance." There is no word yet on what charges will be brought against Curtis or where he is being held. In international news, Venezuela's opposition watched its options dwindle Wednesday after the head of the Supreme Court said there could be no recount of the razor-thin presidential election victory by Hugo Chávez's heir. This left many government foes feeling the only chance at power is to wait for the ruling socialists to stumble. The recount issue isn't before the court, but its president, Luisa Morales, appeared on television at midday to declare that the opposition calls for an examination of each and every paper vote receipt. This action has angered many Venezuelans. It was an unsettled reminder that virtually every level of power in Venezuela sits in the hands of a ruling party unafraid to use almost all means at its disposal to marginalize its opponents. In sports, Darryl Blair sat down with head football coach Kerry Fowler for an interview. Darryl?
All right, thank you, Chelsea. Daryl Blair here with Texan TV News and with Tarleton State's head football coach, Coach Fowler. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing good. I appreciate you guys coming by.
No problem. Here today, see we have something interesting coming up this Friday night. Can you tell us what that is?
Yeah, it's our spring football game. It's a big weekend for us, and we got the spring game at 7:30. We have we're going to have a hamburger cookout before it starts at 4:30. That's and our players will serve it, and we'll cook it for them, and we'll serve it for all the fans that come through, and parents, and our signees. There'll be a lot of people here. I do that for one reason. Biggest reason is he gets to see these guys outside their helmet. Football. A lot of people don't know the guys here, and they, all the Tarleton fans, they can see and know who's playing every other sport, but they get a chance to see our guys and mingle with them. And then we'll have the game at 7:30, and then Saturday we have our Bobby Fox Memorial Golf Tournament, which is is ran by our football staff and our secretary, Ms. Cheryl Spellmeyer, and that's a huge event for us. So it's one of our biggest, outside of the season. This is the biggest weekend for us in the football program.
Okay, and for some of the fans who may not completely understand, would you please explain the purpose of spring football in college?
Yeah, it's starting to become a big thing. It's always been a huge deal, but more and more fans are wanting to get involved in the spring practice end of it, and I don't get involved in all that. You see the bigger schools, they got to practice, they publicize it, and the media is there. I practice my guys most of the time at 5:45 a.m. and because the spring football practice was designed that you get 15 days in the spring to practice football. We cannot use a football with those guys in our not football or anything in our off-season conditioning program. Anything that they do in college football, they have to do in a voluntary basis on their own that involves football. And then we're able to get 20 days. That's why I back spring practice up late, and a lot of times people do it early. It's because we can go through the drills and start to get better as a football player after we've already gone through the off-season conditioning. And that ours is practice. To be honest with you, I don't like the game end of it. I'd like to end it with a practice and finish it up. But this is for the players. They love playing the spring game. So, and if that's what they love, I'm going to try to make it the best situation. And I'm hoping to have 2,000, 3,000 fans. And we've been having about 1,500 to 2,000 the last 2 years in our spring game. And there's nobody in Division II that will have those kind of numbers. So, when they want to do it, I'll try to make it as big for them as possible.
Okay. With that being said, how does this spring game prepare yourself as a head coach in this team for this 2013 football season?
I don't think it is much prepared. It just kind of puts an end to our spring practice. We've been doing it for a month now. Where we don't practice every day in the spring. It's Monday, Wednesday mornings, Friday afternoon, and then on Saturday mornings. So we space that out over a 29-day period, but it's really more of an end to it. And the other play game, and let them have fun. I'll put them in their game uniforms. It's really kind of an end to it. Where our end is the 14 practices that we've that's what a lot of people want to do. But, I generally don't even look at the spring practice video. The players love to watch it, and the coaches love to watch it because I just want to I want to see who will compete and have fun and, playing the game God's blessed us to be able to play. So, I don't know if it prepares, but those 14 other ones have prepared us, and then this will create the excitement for them to propel them in their summer workouts.
Okay, you say the players, look forward to it. They like to compete. With all of the talent on this roster, are there any interest?
Thanks, Daryl. Today's weather is a high of 61 and a low of 36 with scattered storms. Today's broadcast was produced by Ian Traub, Sarah Rader, Lauren Lay, Dominique Martin, Daryl Blair, and Terrell Harden. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Chelsea Bradley. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.